if there are no pressing legal judicial reasons to do so. Okay. Yeah. So the specific part to bear in mind is that it's between the two people, right? You can't end every sentence with, and Ziggy told me to do it, because if they don't find evidence of it, then someone's going to come forward and say...
What if Ziggy just says that I told him to do it?
CMC, sorry.
There needs to be evidence that states factually or a judge can overrule it.
What if...
What I'm saying is Ziggy has to be actually involved.
Permission slip from Ziggy that says
You're so
I told him to
stupid.
do it.
You're
Signed
so...
Ziggy.
Fiddly, you are so stupid.
I was just trying to...
You're looking for a goddamn hall pass.
Hypothetically, flaw.
Hypothetically speaking, a hall pass ain't gonna save your ass. Yeah, I'm gonna fucking vomit. I'm gonna fucking vomit.
Don't worry. I'll get sorted out. Don't worry. I'll make sure the entire club's got it unlocked.
You're insane.
You confess? Okay.
Yes, I confessed. I confessed to a murder.
You really didn't.
I could.
Jesus.
And you wouldn't be able to do anything about it because Ziggy told me to do it.
Hello?
What is happening? Okay, bye.
I'm getting pulled in 7 fucking directions. I'm sorry. Yeah, but the club's a bunch of fucking criminal idiots, so they're gonna find themselves getting screwed over. All right. Hello.
Okay, now we're free to go in.
I believe so.
Where's the proper place we can 10-7?
A proper place. Pretty much anywhere. If it's privileged information, though, I would probably recommend
the roof.
Yeah, roof.
Okay, let's go to the roof.
But they wub flop. The thing is that if like Finn does a crime, just because Ziggy has affiliation, it gets dicey. But the problem is, if Finn and Ziggy do a crime and Ziggy actually has involvement or has information about it, and he provides it to Flop, then it becomes privilege, right? But just to end the sentence with "but Ziggy made me do it" is not enough to, like, you know. All right.
Okay. How you been?
You know, Coyote, I've been doing okay. I've been good, we'll say.
Why okay?
I mean, every day is a new day, right? I'm clugging along. I'm doing my thing, trying to work on.
Tell me what's going on.
What's up?
I said, don't say no platitudes. Tell me actually what's going on.
You know what it is? I have a lot of aspirations in the PD, but I'm putting them to the side because I don't know how achievable those goals are right now.
Well, what's your goal?
To bring back the Rangers to some degree.
Why is that why is that too big? I don't understand.
I don't know where the PD's direction wants to go. And as long as I'm in the LSPD, I don't see them giving me the opportunity to run a certification.
You want to go on the roof?
Yeah, let's go to the roof.
I prefer the roof. Okay, and then?
But yeah,
can you tell me about what is the purpose of the Rangers? Can you explain to me what a Ranger is and how it differs from like a trooper?
Sure. So a Ranger's primary goal is to focus on the North, wildlife conservation, animals, educating, and attempting to facilitate kind of grounds so that people aren't, violating an animal's rights and staying within the confinements of the law. I used to be a sergeant many years ago, but I used to help run the Rangers a little bit. And before that, Ziggy and Conan Clarkson were the ones that ran the Rangers. And then we had a restructure.
Conan was a Ranger?
Conan was a warden.
It doesn't seem like someone who gives a shit about animals. Or wildlife, for that matter.
He did secede from the state and became a treasonist for a mobility scooter. So, I mean, I guess his morals aren't that grounded, but, it's all good. But yeah, I'd like to, I don't think I'm going to see the Rangers come back as a full unit. I think I want to bring a certification, though, so that I can certify people.
Can I tell you what my philosophy is?
Sure.
Like, you believe the Rangers serve a purpose.
I do.
A really important purpose, see?
Mm-hmm.
Which means that you see the value in the Rangers.
Mm-hmm.
You see it. No one else sees it. If someone else, while the authorities saw it, it would exist already. If it's up to someone else, it's never gonna happen. Like right now, the SIB is being put together, this investigation department, and even the last PD that I was seeing in Oaxaca. The day I entered, they were talking about an investigation detective unit, and the day I fucking left, they were still talking about it. Something needs to be done. Someone needs to just do it.
I think that's what
Like,
I've been doing. To be fair, I mean, you want to see
I
some?
know, and I'm trying to. It's like, I guess what I'm saying is, just keep doing it. Like, if you wait for permissions and grants and certification, it'll never happen. But then, like what you mentioned just now about wildlife preservation,
Mhm.
you just start doing it like a snowball. It's just gonna develop momentum, and more people like-minded are gonna join in with you.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. I've been pushing hard for it. I've been doing really good with it. You want to hear something crazy? My first report about the Rangers is report number 297. Imagine that. This is when
Holy shit! This like this time around.
December 28th, 2023.
I'm looking at it right now. I think you just keep at it.
Absolutely, yeah.
Don't let like there's an old saying like the people that say it
Oh my
can't be
God,
done, it shouldn't
once.
be done, like let them step aside for the people actually
We are
doing it.
100 subs away for being boozled. That
If
that
it
is
serves
crazy
the
to
purpose,
say.
like this city is so new, everything is still being built. Unless someone like yourself doesn't put it together, no one else is. If the person most motivated and dedicated to the cause is not making it happen, someone less dedicated 100% is not gonna make it happen.
Absolutely. No, you're absolutely right. I'm gonna continue to push for it. I think my next step is I'm gonna bring people in who want to advocate and just start making it verbalized on radio, and kind of just start doing it. Start making reports, investigative reports. I hired some sanitation people and commissioned them to go up north to Polito to clean the trails and stuff. So I'm getting a good group going.
If you ever need any help with that, you let me know, okay?
Absolutely. Same goes for you with anything going on, but it sounds like you're about to info dump on me.
So let me just jump into it.
Mhm.
Okay, the question is Solomon in the shooting. The question is whether Solomon knew that it was gonna happen prior. I spoke to someone today from a certain organization. As a matter of fact, they requested to speak to me.
Really?
Well, there was one person that I believed I had a play in mind,
Dispatch.
and I
EMS hype.
had a play in mind. Give me 1 second, okay? There's something in my ear. Let me just fix it.
No, you're good. Someone make Chris sub. No. No. Sub goal is there. You don't see it, but hold on. Sub goal is there. We got time. Don't worry.
Excuse me. Okay, so I was just gonna say the ADMC shoot down Solomon. In a 911 call to me saying, "I'm sorry, I wasn't there for you, TJ. I did what I could." We go to the we go to where the 911 call is, and there is Solomon Walker with a bullet in the fucking head. Solomon hasn't been seen on the streets till then. I believe he has gone out of the ICU very recently, but he has not made any appearances anywhere. Now, the ADMC, from what I have come to learn about them, they're not sloppy, and they don't do things without really good reason and a thorough think through. So I believe them. During Solomon, they would not have done it unless they were 100% certain. and 100% certainty is a result of factual proofs. Now, whether the proofs were a confession from said person who was involved in the shooting or someone associated with it, or whether it was a phone call or something. And so I believe that my strategy has been trying to poke and pierce through this organization, the ADMC, hoping that whatever proof they found, I can find as well. Now, several members have already admitted to me that they were responsible for shooting Solomon, which, by the way, a charge has not been done yet. But they have confirmed they shoot him. They have confirmed that it was for vengeance. And today I was told that they know for a fact it was him. Solomon had a meeting that day with the shooters prior to. And somebody who was present in that meeting revealed to the person I was talking to today that he knew about it. Now Solomon, for his own personal ambition, for his selfish desire, for his political aspirations, had his best friend or close contact, TJ, murdered in the process.
It's only spousal
Never mind
privilege.
everyone else that was
It's
shooting
only
down.
spousal privilege if Ziggy's name gets brought
Now,
up.
all the digging I've done from Ziggy and everyone that I've talked to, the one constant was that TJ was not a corrupt man. He was against corruption. He fought 5 years in the past against corruption during the war, and now
Okay.
he had a position within government to help the city
Okay.
when the city was in dire need, and he was 100% against it, corruption. And if he had gotten any wind, Flop, of Solomon having any involvement in setting somebody up or using his office for some weird intrigue with some gangs, you know for damn sure he would have stopped it. Now, he sacrifices
Can I get a clip of that, please?
and sets all these people up to be shot and killed so he can progress politically. And currently, there is no
I
proof
need
of
a
this.
clip of that.
And there is a desire to impeach him. Now, the declaration of impeachment has not been submitted. What has been done is a temporary suspension of him. Now, if Solomon can be proven to be a part of a gang, the ADMC, that would automatically disqualify him from office. Now, the hope was, okay, if we cannot prove in court that he was an accomplice with actual proof, then the least we can do is disqualify him from political office so that this fiasco, this thing that he set up, would never pay him dividends. He took a gamble and threw away lives in the process to further himself in politics. Well, let's make damn sure the last thing he can do is progress politically. So I thought one of the contacts of this ADMC, sure, don't admit on the stand because none of them will ever say anything on the stand. It is against their code and ethic, and I won't even bother trying to convince them.
That's for any gang, to be fair. But yeah.
And I thought, okay, they're not going to say he should or anything like that, but maybe someone on the periphery of the ADMC could at least testify that Solomon was a part of the ADMC. I was going to meet with that person today. That person sent the most heartfelt, gut-wrenching text messages after TJ's passing. But when she finally agreed to see me today, I showed up to find someone else waiting to speak to me.
I'm gonna ask a question real quick. You said that you've been speaking with people in regards to, I guess, TJ, right?
See,
I know you spoke with Ziggy the other day at the house.
See,
I'm gonna ask a question. Is how do I ask this, Coyote? I don't know a lot of the details of your case, but is that part of is Ziggy part of your list of people?
the reason I talked to Ziggy was because Ziggy had messaged TJ after TJ passed right around that time. So when I look in TJ's phone after he died, I listed every single person he last talked to, and I figured to follow up with every one of these people
Okay.
to see if I could figure something out. And when I spoke to Ziggy, Ziggy spoke highly of him, and I could tell that they were dear to one another.
Mm-hmm.
And so, honestly, I just asked him, if you were in my shoes, what would you do? And I asked him for advice.
No, absolutely.
So he's not a suspect or anything like that in any way, shape, or form.
No, that's fine. Okay. In that case, we're good to continue talking. The reason I'm asking is because I don't know if you know my relationship to Ziggy, but we are married, and I think according to the way the legislation is written on spousal privilege, if he was a potential suspect, I would probably have to recuse myself from an investigation. But as long as he was just someone you were talking to, I can probably proceed. I just wanted to make sure.
Is suspect in what way?
You question him during an ongoing investigation. I'm not stating he is a suspect. What I'm stating is that if he was on your list of people, according to spousal privilege, I would have to recuse myself per the legislation. That's the only reason I was asking.
Interesting. So if I were to tell you any more involving Ziggy, you would no longer be able to assist in any way.
If you told me that, for example, like, because I was there when you were talking with Ziggy. It sounded like it was just a conversation, right? You didn't Mirandize him or anything. It wasn't on recording. You guys just talked.
No. You know, it's tricky, the Mirandizing, because sometimes I wonder, should I Mirandize someone? But I'm just talking, trying to figure something out.
No, definitely, yeah.
As soon as you start Mirandizing someone, they're going to clam up and think they're being accused. To be honest, I hate even talking to people in uniform. It's like
Me
talking
too.
to a police. And I want to have a different dress, but I know we're supposed to have badges and whatnot, and I don't want to get yelled at. But there's little things like that, that go a long way when talking to someone.
Mm-hmm. No, I 100% get that. Yeah. I think I used to whenever I had meetings with people, I always went in like a jacket and some slacks or something, some pants, regular shoes, and I would keep a vest on standby, but I would go in plain clothes because plain clothes is a more approachable way to speak to an officer, and it's not as intimidating for the other party. So I'm with you on that, and I kind of hope that whatever the written SOPs are that Slacks is waiting to get approved, I kind of hope that it involves plain clothes, because plain clothes are no one will ever talk about this, but plain clothes are one of the best tools that we have as officers. People are way more likely to be more comfortable expressing how they really feel about situations when you're wearing just a base jacket. You know what I mean?
I'm also experiencing something else right now that I didn't expect myself to experience. In the course of this investigation, I feel like I'm getting attached to the story behind the man.
Absolutely.
I'm worried that he's going to start clouding my judgment, because the fact is I have still not talking to Solomon. And you know what? Solomon may be completely innocent. It's not illegal to talk to someone prior or to share phone calls with people even if they're criminal, because Nekoda's number was on Solomon's subpoena. So was Cornwood's.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, I think
you know what I'm saying? He coming in, they hear the shots, he hit the ground, he instinctually react, and the shooters have a prior history with him, and they give him a pass, they don't kill him.
Yeah. It's Solomon is obviously going to be your primary to like speak to. So my typical thing with investigations, and I didn't mean to cut you off in the middle of what you were saying. I wanted to kind
No,
of
amigo, I'm a fucking yapper.
no, you're good.
extraordinaire.
You're good. I just wanted to let you know kind of my position on, because I was witness to your conversation with Ziggy, and I just wanted to make sure that we were good. Obviously, we are good to keep talking. But Solomon's situation sounds interesting, and it sounds, I mean, it was on, everything that happened was on recording, and it's so interesting. How do I say this? When you show up to a scene, you are met with a very unique situation. You're met with a scene where you have the answers. You don't have the answers, but you have the questions, and you have to kind of build the case together. What's weird about this one is not only do you have questions and you need to build a case, but you also have a recording of the incident. And as a prior detective, I'll tell you, watching somebody on a recording be tortured and or shot in cold blood is a very uncomfortable feeling. And at least for me, at times would cloud my judgment, because you start to build more of an emotional attachment to, in this case, TJ. TJ was a good guy. He had a past, but nowadays he was relatively a good guy. And it leads you to question, why would somebody do this to TJ? How could someone do this to TJ? Who cared about TJ? And all of a sudden you start to get this really close personal attachment.
100%.
So I'm with you there.
TJ was always about an hour late to the meetings. Always. He was always late to the meetings. And according to Solomon plan, TJ was not supposed to be there. He accounted for him coming late, and the shooting was supposed to happen at the start after the first 5-10 minutes of the meeting. However, the sheriff election happened, which delayed the meeting by 1 hour. Because that meeting was delayed, TJ ended up coming. But in that period, in the delay, the person I spoke to today said he had enough time within that window to contact the person, and he purposefully did not.
Jesus.
Which means that there was...
Maeve?
Hola.
Oh my God, you scared me. Jesus.
I'm just going to continue talking in front of Maeve as well.
Yeah, it's fine.
So there was a meeting that took place, of which the plans were being had. Someone in that meeting shared with the person I talked to today the contents of that meeting, knowing it would result in Solomon getting attacked and punished. There is someone who was present in that meeting that is willing to spill that info. Now, it's one thing to spill that info to an officer, it's a completely different to spill that info to someone like the man I spoke to today. However, it's still something. Now, there is 11 days left. Now, the person also advised me and said that, again, for the impeachment of Solomon, if it can be proven he was in the ADMC, then that would be enough grounds for an impeachment. It would immediately disqualify him for office. This person told me, forget that. You know, in this group, it's like a lost cause. However, the manner. Now, what's interesting to me is the day of the shooting, Solomon contacted the manor more than his ADMC and even more than the shooters. The only person he contacted more was Ellie Fletch.
You told me about this.
Now he say that he is hiding and being protected by the manor right now. There was one last thing I was told to pay attention to. The bird, Senor Pian. And Pigeon is the one person that I have left to subpoena. Remember when I was feeling down, I was talking to you, I said that's the last ditch hope for Aziz's murder?
Yes.
Well, it seems to me it's time to put that subpoena down because in addition to revealing something about Aziz, I believe it may also hold the key to TJ's death as well and Solomon knowing and his involvement.
I think Pigeon's your play. I think Pigeon is who you need to speak to. And if not speak to, I would definitely on the grounds of a subpoena. Okay. Yeah. I don't disagree. I know we've talked about this before, and I hate to say it. That is a smart man. Pigeon is a very, very smart person. However, in light of him being a smart person, knowing who he's contacted or has had contact with within the scope of the crimes that were committed could unveil who he's in affiliation with. My only fear, and this isn't going to stop us from writing a subpoena on Pigeon, but my only fear and concern is Pigeon is smarter than us and has another form of communication. Keep it off his phone. There's a good damn chance that man is squeaky clean. But I think Pigeon is your best bet. Among everything else that you have, I think this is your best opportunity. Now the question becomes, where do you see the scope starting? And where do you see the subpoena ending? Because you don't have to write one. You just need to write one and have grounds for a larger subpoena later. I would say small scope start and then expand from there.
Just a day prior and a day after.
Of which incident?
A day prior to the shooting and a day after Aziz died. So from the 20th to the 24th. Now, is that too ambitious? And if not from the 20th to the 24th, then from the 21st to the 23rd. 21 is the day of the shooting. 22 is the day Aziz passed. And because he passed away in the evening, the 22nd would have bled on over into the 23rd. But if the plans for the shooting happened early in the day, it would bleed, into the prior day. So that's why, like, from the 20 to the 24, if there's anything to be learned and gleaned, it would be in those days. The person told me today, he said, why, Coyle? Like, what's the fucking point? Why do you even care so much? And he brought up a really good point. I told him that if we're not going to solve the murder and bring justice to a man that was killed, that was the treasurer of the city, who the fuck are we gonna do it for? If someone of the rank and stature and importance of TJ Walker and Aziz, if their murders aren't solved or effort is not put down, complete effort, then what hope does like a regular person have?
I don't disagree with that logic. I've been very vocal since I came back to this police department. Ever since I had a letter in my mailbox, I said, I'm here for the individual. And I think it's
like this.
Go ahead.
I feel like these 11 days that we have is important for us to set that precedent. Like, you're not going to get away with it anymore. It's not going to just be kill and move on, kill and move on, kill and move on. Rooker passes, it is left unsolved. Aziz passes, and we have about 10 days for Aziz. 11, 12 days for him. It's going to be a terrible precedent for the entire city, for the department. I think there is so much more at stake here than just TJ or Solomon. I think the picture is way bigger than that.
I agree. I think the message of due diligence and good faith to proceed with these investigations while the public may be unaware of the result of the investigations, which is a possibility, word spreads very, very quickly in the city, as you could probably imagine. And as long as it is being spoken about that there is a continuated effort of these investigations, the public's view of the PD will be at a higher standard, knowing that you, me, or any officer who has involvement with either cases are not stopping for anything. And I think that your goal right now should be to just continue either Solomon case, Yazid's case, and or both. I think it is of the utmost importance.
You know, he told me something else today that was really fucking disturbing. I brought up TJ Walker's daughter, Ellie Pledge. You know, I asked Ellie Pledge about the situation, and I was convinced when looking in the subpoenas that she had a part to play and was relaying messages. When I brought that up to Ellie, she like was crying or appeared to be crying and shaking, and it almost made me doubt everything that I had concluded up until that point. It is man that I spoke to, again, he was of high rank. He said that it was all a ruse. It's such a fucking disturbing idea that someone's own daughter will have a part to play in the killing of the father and then pretending to be sad about it after the fact.
This is overwhelming. I would even go on a limb and say beyond overwhelming.
Do you know who TJ Walker's father was?
Not necessarily, no.
Barry Benson was TJ's father.
No way. What? Sorry. Flop knew this.
In any case, there is 11 days to uncover the connection between the manor, Solomon, to try to understand where the meeting happened, who it happened with, who was present in that meeting, and to see if someone who knows something is willing to say something in court. That's pretty much it for now.
From everything that you've told me so far, it sounds like to me you have done everything in your power to have a very moral high ground while also having, you know, the goal at the end of the day still being about the case. And that is incredibly commendable in a big, big, big case like this.
What do I do about these people that talk to me off the record?
This is something that I can help with a little bit. Maybe some alleviation, I guess you could say.
I spoke to Shang, and Shang told me that they were the ones that shoot Solomon. When the Barry Benson 911 came in, he pretty much confirmed it was them. Do I put that in the report? What do I do with that information? Barry Benson, I've told all of them, every member I've met with ADMC, I said, you know, like the next, we're gonna knock on Barry's door. I let them know that, but how to go about it? Because like people are trusting, they're putting their guard down, and they're telling us stuff off the record. And I don't want to break that report. But obviously, number one, more important than that is the charge that follows when people confess to something like that.
Did they specifically specify speaking off the record, or did Shang, for example, blurt it out?
Well, I said, I brought up Solomon. He says, well, obviously, didn't you see the 911 call? Like when we talked to, he pretty much said it was them, and that they did it, and then I could be positive that they were sure he was guilty.
Are you aware?
I mean, a 911 comes in saying Solomon is here. Go get him. I'm sorry, TJ. Then another member of his gang, a medium rank member, not just a hang around, Shang, says to me, well, didn't you see the 911 call? When I bring up Solomon, obviously it was us. I'm not hiding it. We sent the 911 in.
Are you aware of spontaneous utterance?
See, I mean, someone just blurts something out in a moment.
Do you think, based on the way that your conversation went with Shang, it was kind of a spontaneous utterance?
It was off the record, just one guy talking to another guy. That was the vibe. I can't put this stuff in the reports.
Is there a report for where Solomon was found?
See, just look up Solomon and you'll see a Barry Benson. A 911 came in. The 3 people that approached on the scene
What's the report number?
It was Decker, Siobhan, and Max.
What's the report number?
Me and Rekka were there too. We were actually the first on scene, but we were UC at the time.
Take a look. Look up Barry. Excuse me, Barry Benson.
I see it. There's a very important detail in that 911 call.
Thoroughbred.
And I think the key word here is going to be articulation. In Barry Benson's 911, it states you'll find Solomon Walker's lifeless body just north of Sandy Shores on the beach. Take out the last sentence stating that he's sorry he couldn't be there for TJ. But specifically look at that first sentence. Name of victim. Lifeless body implies that he was witness to injury and disregarded it, and location. You practically have, if this were me just looking at it blind eye, which I am, this looks like you have a conviction off that 911 alone.
Okay, so I don't even need to add the Shank stuff.
It would help.
Never mind.
Sorry, go ahead.
I can testify as well. When that 911 came in, it didn't come in from the location of the body. It came in from near the Sandy airfield. He drove away, then 911'd it.
So.
Oh, interesting.
The only thing you don't have in that 911 is Barry's admission of doing anything to Solomon. However, you have every other point. Your line of questioning for Barry would be as simple as to ask him, how did you know where he was? How did you see he was lifeless? Essentially question him about his 911 call. And if there is a discrepancy of him being on scene, which I think you already kind of have this, you may not get the full attempted first, but you might be able to get accomplice to attempted first. Think about it, right? You can't prove he pulled the trigger, right? You don't have a GSR test, right?
You know that casing comes back to other scenes, right?
Which casing?
That casing that was found to shoot him comes back to other scenes.
Oddly enough, it's always Siobhan.
Yeah, look. There's like 4
I was on one of
incidents it
these
was found
scenes.
in.
Hold on. What the fuck? Oh, this was the fucking Dan. Oh my god. Wait, what? Who's... Hold on. Now I'm curious.
What?
This gun, this casing that was used to shoot Solomon,
Yeah.
was used in the shooting at City Hall?
Which one?
You look at the projectile, you have Barry Benson shoots Solomon Walker, question mark, right?
Yeah.
Projectile ending in 31Y
Yeah.
is also found in the City Hall shooting, or shooting at City Hall parking lot. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's not the one where TJ died.
Okay, sorry. But then there's another incident of the Dans. So
There's also another incident. If you look at the casing, not the projectile, there is another.
let me take a look, because hold on, I'm in the wrong
There's also
report.
Siobhan assaulted by Chicken Man.
Fucking chicken man, I swear to God. I see that. Okay.
So Siobhan was shot. Okay, so Siobhan Thoroughbred and Turgle Sugalon shooting at City Hall parking. Ruby York statement. Assistant Chief York and Officer Bean arrived to the call for possible gunshots at the parking garage and Roy Lowenstein on arrival. Kit Archer found Thoroughbred and Sugalon on the ground. Thoroughbred had been shot next to her exploded motorbike and exploded gauntlet. A tow driver arrived and said he saw something on the ground. Archer picked it up. While Bean and York took the 2 females to CMC for treatment, Siobhan was traumatized and mentioned Barry Benson's name before she was admitted into the hospital.
Hmm. Holy fuck, hold on. What's the casing for this again?
A73ITFF31Y.
Hold on. How do you spell Siobhan again? I'm drawing a blank.
Siobhan. S-I-O-B. Yeah. S-I-O-B-A-H-N.
What's her state ID?
Fuck knows.
Hold on. I need her state ID. I can't find her profile.
Wait, I remember this. Oh my god, I remember this because Bean asked me about this key. Siobhan said it is 1826.
Okay. She... okay, I'm trying to figure something out.
What's that?
So when the Dans attack Siobhan, photo of Siobhan's firearm, I believe is the same gun used to the casing that was found when Solomon was shot,
Wait, hold on, what?
but the firearm is not reported stolen.
Where you see Siobhan's firearm?
You look at photo evidence, Siobhan's
That's-
firearm. Am I?
That's the gun.
Yes. Right?
Did she shoot back at them?
She
Hold
shot.
on, wait.
She shot on the scene with the
Please-
dance.
Please tell me she reported this gun stolen.
That's what I'm fucking saying.
Because if she hasn't,
It's not reported on her
if
profile.
if she hasn't, that makes her
Liable.
criminally negligent ownership of a firearm. That charge says in the fucking charge.
Holy moly!
If someone is charged with it, they are a accessory to whichever charges were.
What's the
created
report
with
number
that
you
gun.
guys looking at?
She
What's
would
the
be
report number?
accessory. She would be
3685.
accessory to his murder. Not Solomon's murder. Sorry, he didn't die.
3685
3685.
incident. You mean?
Incident.
Incident.
Here's the problem. I'm gonna put a damper on this real quick. This is out of statute,
Okay.
but I think it's an important fucking note to bring up. And I think regardless,
Oh my god! It's Siobhan's gun. What the fuck? Holy!
this is why I love looking at evidence.
Yeah. I fucking love reports. Oh my god.
There is nothing noted on her profile stating that she
Okay.
reported this gun
This-
stolen.
This is where I go through every single report ever and look for her gun being stolen.
Yeah.
Siobhan, Siobhan bonked and firearm and IFAC stolen June 3rd. Stolen M1911 on 3rd of June. Hasn't been put in her profile. Fuck's sake, Loki.
So it was reported stolen.
No, that was
Oh.
a few days ago.
Oh, god damn it, Loki.
When did this happen?
3 months ago.
It was a while ago. This
Okay,
was
when did she have that gun in her possession?
March 11th.
March 11th. So it had to happen after March 11th.
The reason I know she shot is because when the Dans were circling her house, she started opening fire on our property, and I specifically remember responding to her house when she was 911-ing, and I believe we collected her casings. We did. There's casings and projectiles that were found.
Right. Okay. Hold on.
How does...
Siobhan, so
I don't remember. How do we proceed with something out of statute if this was not reported stolen? Because it's considered new evidence for an ongoing investigation, would this not... Could this not be used?
I mean, with criminally negligent ownership of a firearm,
Let me read the charge. I'm
it doesn't matter when. There's no statute on that. If you've not reported your gun stolen, but I can't imagine she wouldn't have. I reckon someone just didn't put it in her profile, which is why I always check reports.
I'm gonna go up to in the office and dig my face into some paperwork now.
I don't mean to put a damper on your case and adding another layer, but I think that this is important to know because if Siobhan's gun was used to shoot Solomon,
That is fucking crazy.
And if you find her criminally negligent criminally negligent as an owner of that firearm, if that firearm specifically wasn't reported stolen, she's accessory.
but does it matter that it's out of statute?
The Solomon shooting isn't.
But the evidence that we're using to document that it was her gun on the first scene is that a statute. So would that evidence be null and void?
That, I mean, it doesn't make the evidence null and void. It just means we can't charge her for something over 30 days ago, but we're not trying to charge her for something over 30 days ago. We're just using that as, hey, we know that is your gun.
I mean, you know what it is? Yeah. Okay.
That we just have documentation that that was the serial number of her gun. We're not trying to charge her with something for over 30 days ago.
Yeah. Holy fuck. Okay. I was just, I wanted to track the gun because I'm like, why is this coming back to so many reports? Because
Yeah, I don't know why this wasn't looked at initially.
I don't know how I just stumbled upon it, to be honest, but I'm glad I did.
That is so crazy, brother, that you saw that like that.
Listen,
The gun you used to shoot Solomon is the same one that was taken up with Siobhan. What are the odds?
that, I
yeah,
mean,
Siobhan's gun.
that's really bad. This is really bad.
Siobhan kidnapped 28th of April.
I'll tell you what, Maeve, while you look at that, Coyote,
I'm looking
yeah,
for
no.
any report of where she reported stolen.
You're good. What was I gonna ask? Oh, what do you need from me, or how can I assist you in your subpoena for Pigeon?
Honestly, I think I got it handled. Honestly.
You think so? If you want to work on it and you want to run it by me when you're done, I have no problem giving it a double check and kind of giving you my pointers as well. If there's anything that you need, my suggestion for you, any subpoenas that you have within statute directly involved that bring up Pigeon's number in the subpoena, use as evidence in order to build your scope and reasoning to require that subpoena. I think the direct line of communication with Pigeon and others is going to be an important factor to that subpoena getting signed, because that is considered evidence, and it gives us a cushion of reasoning to disclose why we need his subpoena. That makes sense?
See?
Okay.
Coyote,
Oops.
sorry, go on.
No, you're good. I'm just
I was
doing me. I'm rambling.
I was gonna ask, report 6174. Did she ever report a gun stolen in that? You took her statement.
Dude, how did I swear to God, I'm just like, let me trace the gun. Why is it coming back to 4 separate crimes? Also, I was on this one and Barry wasn't directly involved in the dance situation. So I'm like, now I'm kind of curious.
I don't recall, honestly. I don't recall.
Okay, well, it's not written in there, so...
That's insane. What's up, Steph? How you guys doing? Oh my God.
She had a gun stolen from her, but that was 3 days ago. So...
Well,
Sorry, not... Oh my God, it's already the fucking 10th. Jesus, it was 7 days ago.
here's something interesting. 2024, March 2nd, there's a serial for a 1911 on her profile that, so, wait a minute, hold on. What day was, wait.
What?
Okay. Either I'm looking at this wrong or I'm going to read this back to you. So on her profile, March 2nd of 2024, a different serial of a 1911 was noted on Siobhan's profile. Right?
What date?
March 2nd.
Okay.
Ow!
What the fuck?
The fuck?
Oh
Jesus.
my God, Decker.
We're looking at evidence.
Decker's a great person to have here for this.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah. Hey Decker, can I get your opinion on something? I didn't do it.
Shove this opinion up your ass.
But this is a good one. There's a lot of tea with this one.
Okay.
Dude, this is real big tea.
So
You'll love
I
this.
was just tracing okay, so I'll start semi from the beginning.
I don't want you to have a semi.
You motherfucker. So
Give me 1 second. Everything's really quiet and steady for me. Hang on.
no, you're good. You're fine.
Okay, she did report one stolen on the 25th of April.
But that wouldn't make sense unless she was. Hold on. this opens up another door.
He is whispering.
Yes.
No.
I'm
Okay.
whispering, but
Oh, there. Yeah, that's why. Okay, go
Okay.
ahead. What's that? What's happening?
so we are dealing with a case. Actually, you were the one that made the report, I think. The one about Solomon being shot.
Fuck me. This again?
Hold on. This has nothing to do with Solomon right now. I'm actually more curious in the casing that was found on scene. Ran the
She
casing
still
in...
had.
Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, go on. No, go on.
So the casing that was found on scene with Solomon, I just ran it through evidence and I said, oh shit, this came up on an incident. The first time it came up was something involving the Dans back in March. And I went to go check it. And that casing that was found is a positive match to Siobhan's firearm that was documented 3 months ago. However, Siobhan, as far as we can see, has not reported that specific firearm stolen.
I'm aware of this.
You are?
What?
Yeah, that's already been investigated.
Oh,
No, I'm just fucking with you. I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
you motherfucker. So,
Oh, bitch.
but what we're trying to figure out now is this casing that just came back to Solomon's situation. If we're looking at this correctly, is Siobhan's gun. But Siobhan never reported this gun stolen.
I'm getting out the fucking notebook.
Oh boy.
All right, what's the report number for the casing?
It's going to be... if you want to go from the Solomon thing, the casing that's on that scene, if you run it through evidence, it comes
I
back...
need the Solomon number.
Solomon number is going to be 6984 investigative. In 6984, don't go from projectile, go from casing. Actually, it doesn't matter.
She still had her gun, that one that was used to shoot Solomon, on the 24th of April because she used it to shoot the chicken man.
Okay. So
And then on the 25th of April, she reported a gun stolen. The next day, she reported a gun stolen.
So did she have two guns then? Because she, on March 2nd of 24, submitted her serial for a 1911 unrelated to this. So did she have two guns?
Why don't you guys
Maybe.
call her and ask?
We're probably gonna have to, but I wanna try and timeline this evidence before we talk to her.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now.
100%.
Where are you seeing this gun being logged?
The photograph of Siobhan's firearm. That's the one in the Dan's attack Siobhan. I was on this scene and she had reported that Dan's were circling her house and she began shooting to try and deter them. Casings from her gun were collected. And the casings that were collected come back to her firearm. I forget who was with me, but I was the one that responded to her house at the time in Sandy.